We're supposed to be live. This video's starting, so happy Sunday. Oh, now we're live. Happy Sunday, everyone. It's Linda. And I mentioned in my last video, I had a dream with Trump in it. And I had another dream with him in it last night. And so I was walking through my woods where I do my best thinking. And I'm like, what is all this about? And then I had a hit, and I'm like, okay, so let's let's I'll tell you about it. So I'll tell you about last night first. Last night I had a dream with Trump in it, and he was seated on a throne, and he wanted a kiss on the cheek, and and I leaned in, and his skin was all kind of yucky, not yucky, pockmark kind of, and so I just kind of airbrushed him. And then off to the right was Diana Ross in a mirror. So think of like Snow White. Is it Snow White in the mirror? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? So I hear her say to Trump, something about being fearful of the judges. You can't trust the judges that you are fearful of. So I'm like, that's an odd thing to say. And then he leaves the throne and he sits in a chair, just a regular chair, with his back to this mirror where Diana Ross is. And then she fades away and he's sitting in the chair. And so then I have exited that particular scene and I move into a room with a half curved wall that's white and then another full wall. And on the wall is these, it's been crayoned on. I said, who's been coloring on this wall? who's been doing this? And it was just random crayon marks, nothing, no big artwork, no, not even a childish drawing, just random crayon marks. So that was last night. The night before, it was a room and I was supposed to prepare for something, and there was a bank of TVs with Tucker Carlson. And I'm like, that doesn't belong here. And then it just disappeared. And Trump moved through the room and looked at me. And I said, am I going to get help with this? And he didn't say anything. He shook his head and just kept walking. So I'm like, okay, well, then I have to do this. There's no one else. I have to do this. So I thought that was a message for me. But now when I put the two of them together, I'm thinking that there's a message that I'm picking up on energy out there, that he is coming to the end of his physical life. This is all just for entertainment purposes only, right? I'm not, I don't, I'm just looking at the energies and thinking, well, what could that possibly mean? So I looked up Diana Ross. I'm like, why Diana Ross? So I typed in Diana Ross and judge. And Diana Ross, so think she's Diana Ross in Supremes. The mirror on the wall, mirror, mirror, who are you, fairest of all. Trump really thought he was, and so I'm hearing them say, he thinks he's a supreme being. Who's the fairest of them all? He thinks he's the fairest of them all. I mean, he still says that. He's, I don't know whether he's hit 80 yet, but he's not a very nice looking 80. Really, he isn't. In his mind, he's still much younger. And personally, I didn't find him very attractive when he was younger either. He was okay. If he was attractive, it was because he had money, I guess. So Diana Ross and the judge, right? Diana Ross had a DUI, and she served some time. And then there was some kerfuffle, that's not the word, kerfuffle around it, because she apparently hadn't served all of her time due to a technicality. She was on house arrest. Not sure what all that was about. Anyway, I just went, oh, well, that's very interesting. She didn't serve her full time. And Trump hasn't served anything, even though he's been found guilty of sexual abuse. Sexual abuse, rape, whichever. So I found that all kind of interesting. It was kind of interwoven and like that, especially with Diana Ross and the judges. Like I have no clue. It's like, thank you guys. This is kind of interesting. So I take this to mean that perhaps, Trump's in his final hurrah, his final glory days, as it were, where he is a supreme being. But he's, I'm hearing long at the tooth, and 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 I'm hearing past his due date. So his expiry date, past his due date. And with due dates and expiry dates, especially expiry dates on you guys are funny on food. It's like there's some leeway there. So um, I don't know what it's all about, and it's just it's energy, and energy changes. There's free will. There's all sorts of things involved in it. So I want to pull a card on this. These two odd dreams. Why I would dream 2 nights in a row is beyond me. So let's see. What am I going to do? Bottom card and the top card. Huh. So, it's right. I'm not sure what to make of this. Make a plan. So there's all sorts of directions that this can go in. Oh, thank you. All right. There's all sorts of directions this could go in when he does. Like, there are people in his circle that are making plans for when he leaves the presidency, in whatever way that is. They're making plans. And they've got all sorts of different ways that they can go. There's not one plan. There's a multitude of plans, because there's a couple of ways this can go. So they're making their plans to stay in power. But I'm also hearing, as I say that, they won't be in power very long, because it's all it's like the crayoning on the walls. They've messed those pristine white walls. Oh, thank you. The white walls in the White House, they've messed that up. They crayoned on those walls with no, in many ways, in many ways, for a lot of them, no regard for what they were doing. And the institute, I'm hearing, of the USA, the Constitution of the United States of America, the institute that the White House is. And they're giving me this. There's a film out on Netflix called The Residence, and it's a murder mystery. It's quite fun, but it takes place in the White House, and and they, the whole thing is they're interviewing all the different people that work in the White House, and the guests that were there. There was a whole contingency of different guests for an event. Was that the White House is the residence of the president. It isn't his house. The White House is an entity on its own, and the people that work there have worked there for years running this White House in service of the president and the vice president and the first lady, and yada yada yada. So they're there the servants are there in service to the person that was voted in. Okay? Well, and so they have secrets. They know stuff. And so their pledge of allegiance is to the house itself, to the idea of the house. So who knows who's going to be first? Which is the whistleblower? Where are there multiple whistleblowers coming about? So they're trying to make plans, and they can't make plans for the unforeseen, because there's so much they are unaware of, because the people in service to the White House are very close-lipped. They are very, they hold their cards close to the chest. They don't give anything away. They could literally work for the CIA. I don't mean that. I mean that that's how close-lipped they are. That's how good they are, keeping nothing. They're very cognitive of their role. So, And many of them are feeling betrayed right now. So, whistleblower. So I'll put that down. The next card is rejuvenate. So that's what. Pulled this before. So it's a fountain. And there's a man sitting on the edge of the fountain. And he's, what would I call it? I would call it ruminating. I would call it musing, like I muse going through the woods. He's musing upon this flow because the water is flowing, and in a fountain, it just keeps, it flows. It just cycles and it cycles and it cycles. And so he's watching the cycles, and then I'm hearing when the time is right, he will jump in. Right now his feet are in, but he'll jump fully in when the time is right, when the water has cycled enough times and been, I'm hearing, cleansed enough, then he will jump in, and I hear save the day. Who he is, I have no freaking clue. Is it someone that we are, so is it someone in politics already? And I'm hearing yes. Is it, hey guys, truth, is it someone in politics? Yeah, it's someone in politics. Is it a well-known name? No, it's not a well-known name. I'm hearing it's a he. Yep, he's a stand-up guy. He has a lot of loyalty and support around him because he's a stand-up guy. He's trusted. He's trusted. Does he have a voice in the White House? There seems to be some sort of connection with the White House. Does he have a voice in the say of what's going on in the White House? No, he doesn't have a voice in the say of what's going on. But he has a connection, and therefore his ears to the ground, and he's waiting for the opportunity, and where the stand-up guy will rally people around him, and the plans will unfold. The good plans. The good plans. The good plans for America will unfold. Is there anything else around this? Nope. You're going, that's good. Okay, so there you go. That was a quick, short one, 12 minutes. So, there you go. Trump, I'm right in the center. Trump. I'll have to watch this to see what the hell I talked about. I got to tell you, because I was talking to my husband about Carney and his wife, and I said they were like kind of made for each other. They both play hockey. He came across her playing hockey on a team, and it's like, who is that? Who is that girl? They are like the twins of each other. Some might call it twin souls, but she played hockey. He played hockey. She's got an economic degree. He's got an economic degree. She's got a degree in philosophy. He has a degree in philosophy. But she goes on to a degree in agriculture and something else too. I don't know what. Anyway, I'm thinking that when you see them, they act like a couple that's been together for 30 years. You know, there's affection there, and affection and trust, and I think a deep love. But in the dream, they were kissing, like snogging each other. And I'm like, oh, so that was telling me that there is a deep love there and a deep, deep connection with them. And I think that Canada's lucky. We've kind of got a twofer going on, that he actually has a live-in advisor in his home. Though I'm hearing she's careful where she treads, and she doesn't want to. She's more of a sounding board. She's not going to be the one that gets him to go in any particular direction because she understands her role. That's cool. Anyway, that's it. Happy Sunday, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend, or you're having a great weekend, and we'll see what happens as the week goes on. Go for your joy. Linda out. And remember how magnificent you are. Remember the magnificence of the being that you are. Oh, I wonder if I can do this at the same time. Let me see. Because I posted, so I've switched, and we'll see if that works out this way. I posted something from Jarrad Hewitt, and I thought, I thought that perhaps I might want to read it because I read it and it's Jarrad is just has a oh, he's just an amazing young man, amazing young man. So as I'm scrolling down, where are you? Where are you, Jarrad? Okay. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. And out. It starts with, Beloved, you are the breath between stars, the pulse of presence wrapped in skin. You came here not to escape the body, but to illuminate it. Let the cells of your being remember, you are not a mistake. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are blooming in perfect alignment with your own sacred rhythm. Every scar is a story of strength. Every curve, a hymn of survival and beauty. Every ache, a whisper from the divine saying, I am still with you. Now breathe. And in that breath, invite home every piece of you. You once judged, silenced, or exiled. Let the war within end. Let the temple be restored. Let the mirror show you not what is lacking, but what is eternal. You are not your body. You are not in your body. As light, as love, as remembrance. Or rather, let me repeat. You are in your body, as light, as love, as remembrance. And in this very moment, your body is loving you back. Let it. Let it. Let it. So on that note, let your body love you back. Okay. Night.